How you doing, everyone? It's Kevin. I'm back with another video. We just got back from Maine. A few days in the camper, maybe 4 or 5 days. What was it, Jewel?
Yeah, about 5 days.
About 5 days in the camper, and we did a pretty long trip a little while back. If you guys all went along with us to Arizona, out to the Grand Canyon. And you know, we're finding some things that we need to change in the camper. The shower is not working out. It's a good thing to have it when you don't have a shower, but we've only used it a few times and it takes up a lot of space.
We'd rather have the storage.
Yeah, I'd rather have the storage in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to get started on the camper. I'm going to pull some of the stuff out. We're going to take the shower out. We're going to put in a 12 volt 110 refrigerator. We're going to put in, we're going to make sure we keep the little potty in there and maybe some more countertops. And we're going to do some cabinets. We got everything kind of screwed up in there, but we're going to get it straightened out. I just got a phone call. Okay, what we done was we took the doors off the cabinets, the shower curtain down, and pretty much took everything out of the inside. That way it's not going to get all dirty and dusty. But we're going to go ahead and work on getting the shower out. We're going to take this little cabinet here out. We're going to take that cabinet out, the shower out, the shower pan, this little shelf here, and this corner cabinet right here has got to come down. So we're going to get that out. There's not a lot of room in here for the camera, so we're going to get that stuff out, and then we'll get you back in here when we got a clean slate. Okay, I went and got my GoPro so I can put this thing on wide angle so you guys can see a lot more in here of what we're doing. Last night we had the different camera, but we did get a good bit of work done. We got the cabinet out, we got the shower out, and we got the cabinet over there, which was pretty cool. And then, so it really gave us a lot more space. So now what we're doing is we're going to start working on the upper cabinets. And then Julie's going to go around and make sure, because we had caulk on all these seams, we're going to clean all this up. And hopefully we can get this cleaned up enough to where it's going to be okay for painting.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll have that much issue. If we have to, we'll sand it a little bit. But I'm going to get working on the top cabinets. Julie's going to work on the walls, getting them cleaned up, and she's going to work on getting the floor taken out. Alright, what we're doing here is we're building the cabinet for the one side right where the shower went. We were just using the Craig jig to do all these little braces. And if you're building cabinets, Craig jig is definitely the way to go. It works great. We love it. We use it all the time. So we're getting ready to put the cabinet, the framework together right now. Take it on a little. Put your little blue one. This is the old Craig jig. This is a tool you need to have if you're going to do these. Love it. I'll leave a link in the description below. If you guys want one of these, just get the small one. It does everything I need it to do.
Okay, so what do we want to...
Slide it over to where it's up on that wall so it's flush on the thing. You know what I mean? There you go. Yep. We just centered it up.
Does that look okay?
I think it looks good. We like to glue it and screw it together.
Yeah.
These things bounce around a lot, so we want to make sure it stays together.
Alright. Now, last one. It's going to fall off the table.
Nah, I think it'll be okay. Well, anyhow, you guys can see what we're doing. Just piecing it together. Nice and thin and light. That's what we want. So we'll get this finished framed up and we'll get you back in here. Okay, this is what we ended up with in here. That's going to give us a lot of storage. where the shower had taken up a lot of space. Now we have all these row of cabinets. I think it's 67 inches long back through there. I think that's going to work out real well. Now we're going to be putting a little countertop over here on this side. It's only going to be about 14, I think it was, Joel, right? About 14 inches.
Wide.
Yeah, wide. So it's only going to come out about 14
About,
inches.
What, 4 foot long?
Yeah, and about 4 foot long along there.
It's a little extra counter space.
And then we're going to do some type of backsplash up there. And I think we're going to incorporate a piece of metal up there so Julie can stick her magnets on there. When we travel, she gets them little magnets, which would be nice. We still have the doors to build, but we'll get to that. It won't take us long to get them done. Hopefully they'll turn out nice. So we're going to be primering and painting and patching all the little screw holes and everything like that. So
And we got new linoleum for the floor.
we got all new linoleum. And I gotta take
we have to put it down.
Down there is the that was for that shower, so we got to take that out and patch that hole in the floor.
Yeah.
And then get the new linoleum down. I think it's going to be okay. It's going to give us a lot more room than what we're used to.
Yeah, we needed more storage.
Yeah, for sure. So, tomorrow is another day. We're going to get started on some more of it, and we'll keep bringing you guys along. Okay, I wanted to share with you guys what we've got done so far. We got all the walls cleaned up and primered, and we got this cabinet up, and we did a little bit of work here because we had to patch this little hole here. We had to patch it, and then we got all of because there was a lot of on the wall had a lot of liquid nail and stuff. We scraped that down. We patched the holes, and Julie got a good coat of primer on it. So now we're going to get started on. We're going to have, I think up here, we're going to have about 10 inches of metal plate going across there. And that's for Julie to put her little magnets on there. And then there's going to be a backsplash so far down. And then instead of putting another countertop in, because we don't want to buy an expensive countertop, we're going to do a black walnut shelf across here. And I think that's going to be pretty nice. And then down in this corner down here, there'll be a place to put like a hamper for clothes. And then underneath of this little shelf will be where we put the cooler or the refrigerator or whatever. We actually been having a little bit of a hard time finding a good cooler refrigerator. They're expensive, so we're still looking into it, but when we get to that point, we'll share it with you guys. So I got to get ready to cut some wood up so we can start this little shelf and maybe the backsplash. I'm not sure. Okay, Julie and I are out here in the garage. We're working on the shelf that we're going to be putting in the camper, and we're going to be using black walnut. This black walnut was cut off of our sawmill. Ricky had cut a bunch of it, and he gave us a few pieces here to build this shelf with, and I think it's going to look beautiful. So what we're doing now is getting our, we're going to put some dowels in here. We're getting it set up, and I got this little kit here. This little guy here is pretty cool because these little pins are what marks your next hole, which I like a lot. So we're going to get to drilling this out. So I'm going to be drilling a couple, well, 4 holes. We're going to do 1/4 inch because the little dowels that we're going to put in are 1/4 inch too. The little 1/4 inch dowels, they're going to work pretty good, hold this together. This is one of them little, these are pretty cool. That actually shows you, once you put that in that 1/4 inch hole, I'll show you how we do it. They're pretty cool. I seen these online and I was like, man, I gotta have a set. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and start drilling our holes. Now we had to allow enough for the jig plus the pin, so we're good to go. We're gonna go ahead and drill this. So we're going to be doing 4 of these down through here, and then we'll get you guys right back in here. Okay, we're going to put our little plug right here. These are the little pins that we're going to stick in there, and they're going to show us where we need to drill our next holes. And all you do is stick it right down in that hole that you drilled. So I drilled 4 of them across here, and we're going to lay this down on a flat surface, and then we're going to clamp it together just enough to get these pins to poke into that other piece of wood, so it's going to give us a decent fit. So let's get to laying this thing down and getting it flat. Okay, what we've done is we put a square on here, held that down nice and tight. We're on a good piece of nylon underneath here, so it's good and flush. And we went ahead and put our little pins down in there. There's one there. You can see them all the way up through there. And we just clamped that. And then that's going to mark where we need to make the other holes in the other half to make sure we get them in the right spot. So we're going to go ahead and pull it back apart. Make sure they're marked good, and then we're going to get to drilling the new holes for that side. Okay, now we took the clamps off of it, and you could see right there's a hole where one needs to go there, one needs to go right there, and one right there. So we're going to get these guys drilled out, and then we're going to be able to glue this sucker together. Okay, what we're doing now is we're just putting our little wooden dowels in there. Julie's putting some glue on them. We're putting them in there, and then we're going to line this bad boy up, glue the seam, and put it together. Not much to it. Maybe. I don't know. We've never done it before, so we're just doing the best we can with what we got here. Okay, it stops. Keep going. Alright, stop right there. So now, just go ahead and glue that seam.
A little bit of glue on this.
Yep. You don't have to put a lot, just put some. And then we'll glue the other side, a little bit on the other side here. Probably be too much, but
yeah, we'll wipe it off.
Yeah. Put a little bit on them pins. Going across there. Put a couple on them pins. Yeah, just dab on each one of them. Huh?
I can't see what I'm watching.
I know. You'll be alright. Just point it. It works good. Now we still have to cut this board down, so it's a little too big for us right now. I probably should be using more clamps than this, but we got some more if we need them. So we'll have to sand that little lip out of there. I think it's going to be okay. Okay, so all we got to do now is let that thing set up. I'm going to grab, if I have another clamp, I'm going to grab another one for the middle. I don't know, it looks pretty tight, doesn't it? This side looks like it could go a little more. That looks good. It's squishing the glue out. Okay, we're just going to let this guy sit here for a while, and maybe you want to let it sit all night or what, Joe?
Probably.
We'll just let it sit all night, though.
I would let it sit as long as you could.
Okay.
Like some of this glue.
That's how we put it together. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but we did it.
We'll have to sand it a little bit, so if it's got some glue on it, we'll get it off.
Alright, what we're doing here is we're building the cabinet doors. We let the table, we're going to let that little shelf dry up a little bit. So we figured we'd get started on our cabinet doors, and I was just running the router on this so I can countersink my Luwan back inside this door so it's kind of flush. We don't want it sticking out. So We did a whole bunch of them here. We have all of them countersunk. Everything's been rounded off the way we need it. And basically over here I have a door that's setting just about how we need it right there. But it's just an example so I can show Julie how they're set up. So we're going to get the Craig jig out. We're going to be doing some Craig jig holes in all of these pieces here and get these guys put. Okay, what we're doing now is using the Craig jig to drill all of our door, the framework for our door. We done used the router and cut out for the Luan that'll go inside there. And this Craig jig is pretty awesome. And I actually did a video on this little clamp that I built for this. And I just clamp it into my vise here. And I can just slide my wood in here. I center it where I want it. Clamp it down. And then I drill it. Pretty simple and pretty fast. Finish that side, unclamp it, blow your dust out. Slide it back in, center it up. Clamp it again. Drill this one. I'm going to leave a link in the description, guys. Listen, this is a very good tool. I've used this thing more than you could imagine, and I only have the small one. I'm not sure what the big one actually does, but this small one's always worked great for me. And I'll leave a link in the description down below, and I'll try to leave a link for the video where I built this clamp. I just took a pair of vice grips that I got from Harbor Freight, and I welded this washer on here. I welded this washer on, and that's to hold it down from the top. It fits right inside of this, slips right in here, just like so. And then the bottom piece, I welded a square plate on there, put a couple screws and a block of wood, and it works great. So we're getting ready to do the doors. We have everything here, the framework. We're going to go ahead and get these put together, and then we're going to cut the Luan that'll go inside the doors, and they'll be finished. There's not much to doors. I don't know how much you built doors, but these are actually pretty easy to do. So we're just putting our doors together. We've already done 3 of them. We figured we'd get one on camera. Pretty easy.
Do that inside one while I'm holding it.
We just make sure we lay it on something good and flat so the fronts stay pretty decent. We're gonna have to sand them, no doubt, but pretty simple process. Custom made doors would cost you a fortune, and we're not buying them. These are just 1x3s. I picked them right up at Lowe's. I was going to use some wood off the sawmill, but my wood is not dry, and I need dry wood for this. I'll put that. Okay? I was supposed to do the other one.
Yeah,
first,
I'm supposed to do the inside one.
So we glued them and we used the Craig jig on them, and this is what our frame looks like.
That one's kind of gooped up. Had to chunk out of the corner.
So this is what our frame for one of our doors is going to look like. And then it has a recessed groove in here that we'll cut the Luan for, and it'll fit right inside there. So, pretty cool. Okay. All right, what we're doing now is we're just putting the doors together. We cut out the other day, and if you notice the backs of these, they're painted. We did recycle as much wood as we possibly could. This was the sides off of the shower, so it's still good wood. We just turned it over. Julie's going to paint them anyhow, so...
Yeah, we don't care about the inside of the doors. You're not going to see them, so...
So, that was how we could save just a little bit more money on what we were doing to the cabinets, or to the camper. Now, you know, this didn't cost a whole lot to do what we done. It was actually fairly cheap. And I wouldn't be afraid to build cabinet doors for my house like that. It's easy. We're gonna sand them down a little bit, and if she paints them, even if there's nicks and stuff in it, it ain't gonna hurt anything. No. So right now what we're going to do is we got these built. Now the other day we built the shelf. We're going to sand the shelf down, and we're going to sand all these doors. I got a metal bracket I built for the shelf here somewhere. I don't know if I showed you that one or not, but... So this is my custom shelf bracket. This will go on the wall, and that shelf will fit right down inside this, and this will be screwed to the metal frame inside the camper wall. So this gets screwed back to the wall, and then our shelf will literally set right on top of this, like so. We'll show you that when we get in the camper. But this is done. It just needs painted, and Julie will paint it the same color as the walls. It's made out of 1-inch tubing, square tubing. I'm going to put some linseed oil on this, and we're going to rub that in real good. That's all I'm going to use is linseed oil. And it's going to take a good bit of it. All this wood was cut on the sawmill right in the backyard. Okay, that's what it looks like. We got one more coat to do, and then it'll be finished. Beautiful wood. Okay, Julie's been getting some painting done. It's looking pretty good. Well, she decided she's going to paint the whole ceiling and all the walls too.
Well, didn't have much of a choice.
So we got all those cabinets off. Let's turn this fan off. So we got all them cabinet doors off. She's got the doors out there getting them painted, and
I'm going to do the walls now.
Yeah, so
just a little bit of a darker color, not much.
Shade difference. So.
Yeah, a little different.
But these cabinets, I think, turned out really well.
Yeah, I'm not painting the insides again.
And as you guys seen, we're working on the shelf that goes right there. And then we have the backsplash, but got to get the painting done first so I can get it in. This ended up being a lot bigger job than what we thought, actually.
Yeah.
Taking the shower out was a big deal. As you can see, we plugged the hole. It's got a black walnut plug in it, which is cool. So we had a lot of work to do here, and we got her done. Not too bad. I think it looks pretty good. So as soon as Julie gets the painting done, we're going to go ahead and get this section here all done. And this is really, I think, going to give us a lot more extra room. What do you think, Joel?
Yeah, this should be a lot better with the cooler up against the wall and not in the middle of the floor.
So it ended up being a bigger job than we thought, for sure. So, but we're getting it done, and we have everything to do it. It just takes time to get it done. So.
And it's humid, so the paint's not drying very
That's
well.
why when we first come in, we had the fan on there. You got to have the fan, the air conditioner fan on or something just to circulate some air.
Yeah.
It's just too daggone humid. So we'll get you guys in here when we get a bunch more done. Okay, almost all the stuff for the inside of the camper is finished, just waiting on the paint. This is a new shelf that we're putting over by the door, a little bit smaller, made out of black walnut. The fan has been taken down and completely stripped down, cleaned and greased, so it's good to go. We have doors painted, waiting on hinges. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be put back in the camper. Okay, this is the shelf that I built from the black walnut to come off the sawmill right here behind the house. This will be going in the camper, and it's beautiful. Now this is where we'll use to prepare our food and stuff, because there's really not much countertop in there, and we thought a nice shelf to work off of would be great. Look at that wood. I also changed out the battery that was in the camper. We had a 100 amp hour battery. We changed it out to 135 amp hour battery. I have 2 of these, and I have a 100 amp hour. We might eventually put the other 135 on the other side, but for right now, we're going to leave that alone. Look up here. Sophie found the box. The cat is crazy. But anyhow, she likes to steal the show all the time. Right, Sophie? Wouldn't be fair if you didn't steal the show, would it? No, it wouldn't, would it? You like the camera? So right now, I'm going to get ready to start putting some of this stuff in. Julie's getting some of the paint done. She has to paint the whole inside. So we're going to get this thing ready to get put together. She's going to come back out here and get some more painting done. And I'm going to do the backsplash, the shelf today. Hopefully the cabinets are put in at least ways, or all the doors on the cabinet. So, boy, Sophie. We tore up the floor, patched the holes in the floor. Even the screw holes, we're going to patch them. We'll use silicone where all the holes were. Look at her. She's just looking for another hole to jump in. So, hopefully we get a bunch of this done today. But that's what we're working on. Okay, this video is getting just a little bit long, so we're going to go ahead and stop the video here. I hope you guys will tune in to the next part. We're going to have this thing finished up, and I think it's going to turn out really nice. So I would like to tell everyone, thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or a comment if you'd like. Until next time.